Reacher Season 2 will premiere earlier than expected on Prime Video. Reacher fans may be able to check out the return of the series earlier than what had been expected. Officially, the second season of Reacher was announced to premiere on Prime Video on December 15, 2023. Ahead of the premiere, however, fans noticed on the streaming platforms page for the show that it's been listed with an earlier date. As noted on the page, Season 2 is set to premiere on the night before, scheduled to drop on December 14 at 7 o'clock at. However, unlike Season 1, not all of Season 2 will be available to watch at once. The first 3 episodes will be premiering in tandem, while new episodes will then be released weekly before the season concludes on January 19, 2024. Reacher is inspired by the original novel series by Lee Child. The first season naturally took its inspiration from the first Jack Reacher book, Killing Floor. However, Season 2 looked elsewhere into the series, as it's based on Bad Luck and Trouble, the 11th book. The new season will also feature a significant time jump after the events of Season 1. Reacher has a third season on the way. It's an exciting time to be a Reacher fan, as it's already known that the upcoming season won't be the last they'll see of Alan Ritchson as Jack Reacher. The actor announced at the start of the month that Reacher has already been renewed for Season 3, and better yet, filming has even begun. There's no telling just yet when the third season will arrive, but its early renewal and production should make the wait between seasons a bit shorter. The first season of Reacher premiered on Prime Video in early 2022, making the wait for Season 2 almost 2 full years. The show has also been highly praised by fans and critics alike. Season 2 scored an approval rating of 92% at Rotten Tomatoes, a certified fresh score. The audience score is just as high, sitting at 91%. The continued popularity in the series must have been what sold Amazon on moving forward with Season 3 without waiting to see just how well the second season would be received when it finishes its run in January. Fans of Reacher were thrilled by the first season's gritty and action-packed adaptation of Lee Child's best-selling novels, and the excitement for the second season has been palpable ever since the first one concluded. Originally expected to drop at a later date, Prime Video has announced that Reacher Season 2 will premiere earlier than anticipated, sending ripples of excitement through its growing fan base. This early release is not only great news for those who have been eagerly waiting to see what happens next, but also a sign of the confidence Prime Video has in the series. Since its debut, Reacher has garnered praise for its faithful adaptation of Child's novels, its strong performances, and its ability to bring one of the genre's most iconic characters to life in a thrilling, modern format. The early release hints that Season 2 is set to surpass expectations, likely delivering even more of the gripping action, clever plotting, and intense drama that made the first season such a hit. But what does this earlier-than-expected premiere mean for fans, and what can we expect from Reacher Season 2? The legacy of Jack Reacher at the center of it all is Jack Reacher, the towering, muscular ex-military police officer whose keen intellect, brutal fighting skills, and unwavering moral compass make him a hero unlike any other. Reacher's adventures are characterized by a mix of thrilling investigations and intense action sequences. As a drifter, he travels from town to town, often getting embroiled in local conflicts, exposing corruption, and taking on dangerous adversaries wherever he goes. Season 1 of Reacher introduced viewers to this enigmatic and stoic character, played by Alan Ritchson, in an adaptation of Killing Floor, the first book in the Jack Reacher series. Ritchson's portrayal was widely praised for capturing Reacher's physicality and deadpan charisma, an essential part of what makes the character stand out. With the success of Season 1, there's been a lot of speculation about what the next season would cover, and fans were particularly interested in seeing how the show would handle Reacher's next adventure. What we know about Season 2, while the specifics of the earlier release have been kept somewhat under wraps, we do know some key details about the upcoming season that should get fans even more excited. Season 2 will be based on Bad Luck and Trouble, the 11th book in Lee Child series, which is an interesting choice considering it skips over several earlier books. This decision suggests that the creators want to explore different sides of Reacher's character and may be focused on adapting stories that lend themselves to more dynamic storytelling on screen. Bad Luck and Trouble finds Reacher reuniting with members of his old military unit after they begin to be mysteriously killed off. The novel is packed with twists, intense action sequences, and moments of deep camaraderie between Reacher and his former team, making it a perfect follow-up to the tone set in the first season. Unlike the more self-contained mystery of Killing Floor, Bad Luck and Trouble delves deeper into Reacher's past, giving viewers a chance to see a more personal side of him as he reconnects with people who knew him before he became a drifter. This shift in the storyline could provide an opportunity to deepen Reacher's character on screen. In the first season, much of the focus was on his methodical approach to solving mysteries and his brutal efficiency in dealing with foes. Now, with the introduction of his old comrades, we might see more emotional layers to Reacher as he faces threats not only to himself, but to those he once trusted with his life. Why the early release? The decision to move up the release date may indicate that Prime Video is confident in the product they've created. Early fan reactions, insider reviews, and buzz from test screenings could be part of the reason the streaming giant feels confident enough to drop the season earlier than initially planned. It also aligns with the general trend of studios wanting to capitalize on the momentum of their most popular shows, ensuring that Reacher continues to capture its audience's attention while anticipation remains high. The success of the first season was significant for Prime Video, as it helped solidify their place in the competitive market of streaming original content. By moving up the release of Season 2, the platform is likely hoping to maintain the show's strong following, and perhaps even draw in new viewers who may have missed the first season but have since heard the buzz around it. Additionally, releasing Reacher Season 2 earlier than expected could strategically fill a gap in Prime Video's content calendar, potentially positioning it as a major winter release and ensuring it gets ample attention during the holiday viewing season. More action, more mystery, more Reacher. If there's one thing we can expect from Reacher Season 2, it's more of the intense, well-choreographed action that has become one of the show's hallmarks. Alan Ritchson's portrayal of Reacher was lauded for its physicality, and the fight scenes in the first season were a standout, blending realism with hard-hitting brutality. Season 2, with its plot focused on Reacher's elite military unit, promises to up the ante in terms of both action and stakes. In Bad Luck and Trouble, Reacher is not just taking on local criminals or uncovering small-town corruption, he's dealing with a global conspiracy, a high-level betrayal, and the calculated murder of some of his closest allies. The shift in scope and scale will likely translate into larger, more complex action set pieces, as well as higher emotional stakes for Reacher. The mystery at the heart of Bad Luck and Trouble is also one that will keep audiences hooked. Who is targeting Reacher's former unit and why? As Reacher digs deeper into the conspiracy, he'll be forced to rely on his military instincts and his relationships with the remaining members of his team. This dynamic will provide a fresh layer of tension and intrigue for the show, expanding its narrative focus beyond just Reacher himself. Conclusion: with Reacher Season 2 now premiering earlier than expected, fans can look forward to returning to the gritty world of Jack Reacher sooner than they thought. Based on what we know so far, the new season promises to deliver more action, mystery, and character development, all while staying true to the core elements that made the first season such a success. As Prime Video continues to invest in high-quality original content, Reacher stands out as one of its most promising franchises.